Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at the Mabinogi Eternity project, but we're not going to be looking at it on the NA site, we're going to look at it on the Korean website, because the Korean website has more information, so let's hop over there real quick. So on the main official Korean Mabinogi website, right down here you can see Mabinogi Eternity project. Let's click on that. Then we click on the Mabinogi logo in the center. And there is a lot of stuff to read here. I think it's better if we go to development history. This is everything listed. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories to look at. So this will give us more information and a few more screenshots than what we've seen before on the NA site. So let's take a look at this one first. Taking the first steps in the news of Eternity. As many Militians have been waiting for, we have opened a space exclusively for the Eternity project. I hope they do something like this for the NA site as well, but for now there's only one on Korea for it, which will deliver exciting news in the future. As I'm about to deliver news to Militians in a new space rather than the developer notes or website announcements, it feels a little different. And I'm nervous all over again. Here we will conveniently report issues, concerns, and development news that our Mabinogi team has encountered while working on the Eternity project. We want to give you the feeling that we are continuing to develop with Militians over a long period of time. Of course, depending on the speed or progress of development, it may be difficult to provide news more frequently than expected. Nevertheless, we will strive to provide consistent news in the future so that it can be a space that makes waiting exciting. As this is the first story told by Militians in this space, I would like to briefly explain the current status and direction of the Eternity project. So, classic but classy. Okay, personally I feel a little awkward, but this sentence encapsulates the direction of the Eternity project. This is a slogan that was actually presented internally from the beginning of the Eternity project, so that it would not be forgotten during the development process and everyone on the Mabinogi team could remember it. I believe that the basis of Mabinogi that Militians who come to Mabinogi expect is a fantasy life. And fantasy life refers to all activities that allow you to immerse yourself in the world of Erin. And ultimately rebuilding it will be the core process of the Eternity project. In the end, the goal is to continue the direction Mabinogi originally intended to go from the beginning, and to achieve this, Mabinogi must inherit its classic identity. However, we want to create a sophisticated appearance so that we can present an unrivaled charm compared to any other game. So yeah, we still want Mabinogi to look and feel the same, but we do need to update and move to Unreal Engine. So I'm glad they're keeping in mind that Mabinogi has a very unique look and a very unique identity, and they're trying to replicate that in a way that everyone feels comfortable with. So, current status of the project. So you may be wondering how much progress is being made. A lot of people are wondering that, both in the NA and in Korea. The Eternity project is currently in the prototyping process. However, since it is a redesigned and inherited form of a live game, it is very different from developing a new game. As a result, the purely physical volume is very large. It is difficult to say exactly what progress is being made. However, the Eternity project is going through or must go through the following process. We are planning to redesign the server structure and logic into a more stable form. All content as well as Mabinogi's basic movement would have to be recreated in the new engine. In the process, we plan to transfer and improve all data and scripts by renewing them in a better way. Every world and many of its components must be upgraded or rebuilt as they are moved to the new environment. Although this is an old game, there are original drawings and plans that have been lost in this process. While drawing and reproducing a new picture, you must create a new proposal for any content that needs to be modified to match the latest grammar. In addition to this, there are numerous other areas that need to be worked on to prepare Mabinogi for its new environment. In order to complete all this within a reasonable time and present good performance, I think we need to make bold choices, such as excluding infrequently used resources or content. We will explain the development process step by step and share our concerns. With this direction in mind, our Mabinogi team is working with a lot of worry on one hand and excitement and fun on the other. And in the future, we will use this space to tell various stories and be with Militians through the Eternity updates. So I thought about various ways to show the process. To enable this process to be developed together, we ask questions about what issues each person in charge of is actually experiencing and what concerns they are having. I thought it would be better to tell a more direct story about the development. However, not all people in charge, including me, have talent for writing, so they may be poor at writing. I'm a little worried that it may not always be interesting. Nevertheless, the sincere wish to create a permanent world of Aaron is. I wanted to go through this process together because I don't think there's much difference between us and Militians. We expect to be able to tell a wide range of stories by trying more diverse things in the future. Mabinogi Eternity is a fantasy life we create together. So this is why I like the new Korean director. Like, he's saying that not all of their posts will be super exciting to read about, because a lot of it is just boring technical stuff. But he wants to be very honest with the player base, and that is really good. So I really appreciate that they're choosing to be direct with their players about what's going on. So I decided to break this video down into 3 different parts, mostly because there's just so much information to go over. But we are having a look at the Mabinogi Eternity page on the Korean website. And this is because there's a lot more information about this on the Korean site than there is on the NA site. So watch part 1 if you want to see, like, where we talked about this, taking the first step in the news of Eternity. And next we're going to look at Omniscient Art Perspective. Hello, I am Safety Director Raccoon, in charge of the art side of the Mabinogi Eternity project. When engine replacement discussions first started, I thought engine replacement work would be carried out at headquarters level. Before we knew it, at the 23 Summer Fantasy Party, we finally announced a replacement, so the Unreal Engine replacement. we thought that the replacement for Unreal should start with Neo. While producing Neo, I kept asking myself if the first impression of her that everyone had in their hearts was correct. While making the Neo launching video, how many times did you screen the short video in the development room? Modifications continued until late the previous day, but no one in the development room gave good feedback because Militians felt this way when they first met Neo in the Soul Stream. The first impressions and feelings and current longing are all different. We dared to say this is enough. This is because it could not be declared. However, we are very excited and happy about this work, and we have been providing. In the world of Aaron, it was not felt due to the limitations of the Pleon engine. We are waiting for the day when we can find immersion and vitality together. Mabinogi is now approaching its 20th anniversary, because it's been around for 20 years in Korea. It is truly an honor to be on this journey with Militians. So, finding the Aaron we want. We already saw most of this post on the NA announcement, Mabinogi Eternity Project, finding the Aaron we dream of. So that's most of this information here. You can see, like, this is mostly what we just saw. So we'll be skipping over this. I'm not going to read all this. Check out the NA site or check out the Korean site and read all about it if you want to go over the information and compare the differences. And next we'll take a look at, let's start with Neo. So this is from a character modeler for the Eternity Project. In early 2023, an engine replacement task force was proposed and the foundation work was being diligently done. One peaceful day I heard this story during a meeting. Let's start with Neo first. I heard about the renewal of Neo, the representative NPC of Mabinogi, and along with the news of Neo's renewal, you will also hear about the difficulties that previous Neo workers experienced. This is a legendary story that cannot be fully written here, so the tension was high even before it started. Neo has an expression that seems both kind and sad, yet unknown. Neo's basic design is also burdensome. How shall I express it? Also, how much modeling specifications should be taken from Unreal Engine? Whether there are expression methods that need to be improved, and how much of the parts that could not be expressed due to the engine's limitations. So here you can see what Neo looks like in Leon Engine, and over here you can see what she looks like in Unreal Engine on the right. Personally, I think they did a really good job remaking Neo in Unreal Engine. Eternity's Neo original drawing drawn in the direction of renewal. The initial look was a mess, but as we received customized feedback, we gradually approached the unknown character Neo. In those cases, I put the two Neos side by side and worked on matching the images. I think this section played an important role in helping Militians accept this work as Neo. Yeah, I think they did a great job with Neo. Like, I know it's really hard to create a lot of these characters that we care about, and I know it's hard to, like, recreate the world of Aaron, because, like, none of us really want the world of Aaron to change, or the characters to change that much. We still want it to look and feel the same. And I get that that's not an easy task to ask the developers to do that are working on this Unreal project. Posing where you can feel the wind, so this looks really cool. I posed, went through revision after revision, and even right before completion, I continued to worry about how much I could make Neo smile. What kind of smile would you like from eternity to give you? In situations where you have no choice but to be cautious about any expression, morph work, facial expression work is done. The Neo is smiling. At first, I kept the smile small, but my thoughts came together to express Neo's feelings more clearly so that they could be conveyed to the Militians. I was so careful about making Neo smile that I even remember separately requesting guidance from the art director. This Neo, who smiled brightly for a moment during the work process. There were many difficult moments while working, but now I am full of gratitude. Although every day is still a struggle, I will work hard until the day I meet all Militians. So yeah, this is a huge challenge for the development team to make the game look and feel good. Like, they're under a lot of stress about this, and because it is a very difficult thing to do. But overall, I think they're doing a really good job with it. So let's move to Unreal. This is Brown Sauce. I am currently working on replacing the Mabinogi engine. I wrote this because I wanted to tell Militians about background modeling among the work I did. I hope this article will be of some help to those who are curious about the engine replacement process. For nearly 20 years, Mabinogi has taken deep roots in Pleon. Therefore, it was obvious that the moving task was not as easy as transplanting a young tree. Of course, ultimately, most of the buildings and objects you can see in Unreal Engine will be newly built to be pretty and colorful, but for that work, you need a rough sketch. Because creating numerous new sketches is a huge cost itself, we had to find a way to replicate Aaron from Pleon and use it as a sketch at a lower cost. The first thing I was worried about when planning to transfer Mabinogi as is the question, can Pleon-specific world data files and modeling be used directly in Unreal Engine? And sadly, of course, that wasn't possible because it was Pleon only. In this situation, 3 ideas came to mind. The first idea was to modify the Unreal Engine code to read Pleon-specific files. However, if you modify the engine code like this every time you upgrade the engine version, there's a possibility that your modified code will conflict with the updated code. Then you must continue to fix the conflicting code. And because the cost of work is higher compared to other ideas, I didn't think it was the best way to create a rough sketch. The second idea was to modify the Pleon-specific files so that Unreal Engine could read them, but there's a problem with this method too. When creating objects in Mabinogi, modeling work is done using commercial programs. Afterwards, we convert it using a program we developed ourselves so that the Pleon engine can read it. Unnecessary data is deleted and some necessary data is calculated in advance for optimization. However, among the data erased at this time, there were values needed by Unreal Engine. Although it is possible to construct a 3D model with the remaining data, except for the removed data, this method was not the best, as it was noticeably different from the original. This file was modified so that Unreal Engine could read it, but the goddess statue looks angular due to the lack of smoothing. The third idea was to move the original modeling data into Unreal Engine before converting it into a dedicated file. Unreal Engine can easily and simply read files created with commercial 3D modeling programs. Therefore, as long as you have the original before conversion, I thought I could upload it to the Unreal in a form similar to Pleon. The first attempt to upload raw data to the Unreal was successful. The original data was output from a commercial 3D modeling model as a file that Unreal could read. When I imported this to Unreal, it looked much better than I imagined. However, this method was not perfect either. This is because traces of Pleon still remained. When working with a 3D model of a Mabinogi object, in addition to configuring the object's shape, data for interaction within the game is also added. However, this data was not needed in the sketch. Rather, the shape of the sketch looked different due to this data, so I had to find a way to erase this unnecessary and disruptive data. To transfer the original modeling data to Unreal, read a file in a 3D modeling program, and then it must be output as a file that Unreal can read. The problem is that even though this process is short and simple, the number of files is too large. The problem is that it takes too much time for a person to do all these files one by one. Considering the physical time, automation was essential. The 3D modeling program used by Mabinogi has a script language that supports automation. If the user scripts the tasks or actions he or she wants to do with the modeling program in advance, you can repeat that task over and over with the click of a button. Use this script to do the printing work that had to be done for each file one by one, while automating the program to do the work for you. I also deleted unnecessary data from the sketch that I was concerned about earlier. Also, the texture of the original modeling data must be converted into pixel format so it can be read by Unreal Engine. This processing was also programmed to be done in the script. In order to use the transferred 3D model as a sketch, you must place it in Aaron, created with Unreal. However, Unreal Engine cannot read Pleon's specific world data files, so I had to check the location, direction, and size in Pleon one by one. There were a lot more pieces and more work involved than the previous work, and because it had to be processed using Unreal Engine, I couldn't even write a script for a 3D modeling program. While I was thinking about it, I thought of an idea. If it is possible to extract object type, location, direction, and size from a dedicated world data file, couldn't we use it for placement in Unreal? When constructing Pleon's Aaron world, Mabinogi uses its own world creation program. 3D model data created with a commercial program is imported into the world creation program and placed. Afterwards, the batch status is finally converted into a world data file. The self-developed program was familiar to me, and the inside data file was. So I was able to modify the program to extract the data needed for deployment from the world data file. Now all that's left is to have Unreal Engine read the extracted data and automatically place the 3D model. This issue was addressed by adding a feature to the engine. Because the automatic placement function was implemented with functions that already exist in Unreal Engine, it was relatively less expensive than an engine modification, and the risk of code conflicts was low. Dunbarton transferred to Unreal Engine to use as a sketch. Through these processes, my work on automating sketch production was completed. Currently, background modelers are working hard to create a new Aaron based on the sketch. My eyes are purified as I look at Aaron being reborn in high quality. Although my work does not create a finished product, I feel great joy and pride because I am helping Aaron in her process of rebirth. There's a lot of work ahead before Mabinogi can fully move to Unreal. There are many technical problems that need to be solved. It may not be an easy road, but for the day, we invite all Militians to the new Mabinogi. We will move forward steadily and diligently. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi today. So, let's see. What are we gonna do today? I might be up for Stardust today, I'm not sure. Right, I was dyeing a bunch of outfit pieces at the end of yesterday's stream. Still have a lot of pet whistles I need to get rid of. So much inventory clutter. Yeah, let's do Stardust today. Why not? Let's level it up already. And let's use this bag to get one of these Royal Academy crystals. Then for one of those quests I can get 4 badges instead of 2. Give it a little time. Okay, so what do we have currently? Oh yeah, I'm not doing that, so let's get a new core fragment collection quest. That's what I need to focus on right now. Rank B. Defeat the Shadow Wizard. Done. Okay, let's use Dark Diviner for that, I think. So I'm an Arsenal Gunner right now. I'm gonna have to switch. I'm really looking forward to checking out Fury Fighter. I think I'm gonna like it. The new Arcana coming up. But yeah, let's go to Dark Diviner. Oh, and I guess I should use a support puppet. Wait, did I activate it? There. Oh, I need elite passes. Today's Friday, so I can get as many of those as I want. I might be doing a lot of missions, so let's get 5 for now. Just see where that goes. A couple up here too. Okay, so elite. Where's that Shadow Wizard at? And then we need some doll bags. Those will do. Get some Dorcha. Alright, let's go turn this in. So we'll get 4 pieces of material for turning this one in because of the Royal Academy crystal, so we should be at 56 by the time I turn that in. Oops, is there a little bit of rubber band lag there? All-out war. Okay. Go check it out. Oh, maybe I only got bonus Stardust material for, like, this part. Not this part, okay. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Gonna try and rank it up today, but we'll see.
I wish the cutscene for this one was skippable. That would save a little bit of time. And done. These guys too. So the other alchemists isn't that bad, it's just sort of a long mission is all. And now for the boss, which can actually hit pretty hard. So, oh wait, I was thinking of Dullahan, but this isn't Ghost of Partholon. Well, this one can still take some damage, though. Let's use Meteor. Got him. Real Telly, welcome to the stream. I'm getting boring Stardust work out of the way today. Rundle Advanced. That might be a little bit shorter than that shadow mission I just did. Is this only one floor? Yeah, okay, so it's not that long. It'll be really cool to see a dungeon like Rundle Dungeon in Unreal. This one has a really cool pirate look to it. Like some sort of pirate slayer. That flame's just sort of floating there. That torch didn't fully load. Kind of weird. I wonder what year Rendell Dungeon was added to the game. Because, like, Mabinogi runs on an old engine that was developed in the late 90s, pretty much. And then Mabinogi came out in 2003 in Korea. So, honestly, this doesn't look too bad for... Like, this torch right here, this doesn't look too bad for something that was made, like, in the early 2000s. Wait, so these torches just went out. Interesting. So wait a minute, when I enter one of these rooms, maybe the torches go out when I clear... Like, this was the door that would open that when I finished that room. Maybe that's why the torches went out. I never really noticed that before, honestly. I don't know why I'm paying attention to it now. Oh, these torches aren't lit, so are they gonna light up when I... Interesting! They come on when I open the chest and trigger the monsters. I didn't know the torches responded that way. Because I was starting to wonder, like, are the torches not loading because my internet's a little slow right now, or is my computer tired and just not want to load the animation for every torch? But no, whether like one of these torches is lit or not depends on what's going on in the dungeon, which is actually fascinating. I've probably done like 100 Rendell runs. I've never noticed that up until now. That's funny. Go ahead and use that too. So before, when I entered the room, before I opened the chest, the torches on this door and this door were out, and then I opened it, and then the monsters appeared, and then they lit, and then I cleared the room, and then they went out again. Huh. Go through here. One shot. Oh, Rundle Advanced. I thought it said Rundle Hard Mode Advanced. Oops. I went into the wrong dungeon. Well, I went into the right dungeon, just the wrong version of it. Okay. Crap. I have to pay 50k for a pass like that. That's why I'm annoyed about unrestricted dungeon passes being removed, because I could avoid that 50k charge. If I could get unrestricted passes. I had 377,000 before I bought the pass. Let's see how much I have when I finish. Let's see if I'm actually able to make all the gold I spent on the pass back plus extra. So ideally I would want to get at least 400,000. I'd want to be at least at 400,000 gold by the time I'm done with it, because I think that'd be the minimum, because like 50k and I'd be back to 377k, but if I'm running the dungeon, I also want to make a profit too for my time and effort. So I'd want to make at least 30k extra. Preferably more. Herb room. Nothing I really need in here, though. The only kind of herbs that you can't grow on your homestead are antidote herbs, which I think is kind of silly. I don't know why they didn't add antidote herbs when they added the rest of the herb patches. If anyone is like new to Mabinogi, I highly recommend like picking up herbs in dungeons and stuff at first, and then like saving them and using those to start an herb garden on your homestead is so much easier to get herbs by just going to your homestead and growing your own. And like they're used for potion crafting, glyph writing. They have a number of different purposes. Hey, someone got to Grandmaster Warrior. Very nice. I remember back in the old days when you could only have one Grandmaster talent at a time. Like you could only Grandmaster one talent, and then if you wanted to Grandmaster another one, you would have to take the tests for them each time you wanted to switch. So it could take you like 3 to 5 days, depending on how fast you wanted to get through the quests, to actually get what you needed to make the switch. Plus, I think it costs, it still costs 1 million gold to switch every time. But now you can just Grandmaster everything and have as many Grandmaster talents as you want. Oh, there's the boss room, finally. So I need 6 more Stardust materials, so we have to do a minimum of 3 more missions, and we'll have 66 out of 65 that I need. Let's see what we get next. LB hard mode advanced, okay. Oh wait, and how much gold did I end up with? Okay, I got to like 456,000, so 30 would have been 400. So we made roughly 80k. Minus the cost of the pass, that would have been about 130k if I didn't have to pay for the pass. That's not too bad, I guess. And really quick, I will be right back in a minute or two, and then we'll do that dungeon. Alright, and we are back. So, I'll be hard mode advanced. Was that what it was? Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's go do that real quick. I'm pretty sure I can do 3 more Stardust missions. Just gotta get those done. Stardust is such a pain to level up. It's also expensive to level up. It's gonna cost me like 3 million gold just to actually take it up a rank when I get there. Yeah, 3 million, jeez. Actually, I wonder if I should be spending that kind of gold, because if Fury Fighter is coming out like late June, early August or something like that, then a lot of my gold is going to go to unlocking the links for that. It'll be fine. I'll do a lot more techs soon. Like, we're gonna start doing that. Even though they're kind of boring, techs pay well, so I'll just start doing those more again. Make the gold back in no time. Geez, that poison is very effective. Also, I need to start buying fine leather again, too. Like, I haven't been doing that lately. Fine leather, you can buy that for... You can buy a sack of it, sack of 10 of it every Monday for Venture Seals, and it sells pretty well in the auction house. I've actually been a little behind on caring about doing a lot of my average Mabby dailies. Hey, there's some fine leather. At least this strip's not complete waste. Let's pick that up. Oh good, we're very close to the end. Go back to Melbourne. Hey, this is the longer music. Very nice. Okay, let's get the next mission. Back when I was like very new to Mabinogi and I didn't know like anything about the game at all. Back in those days, Sulfur Spider. Okay, we can do that. Back in those days, when I didn't know anything about the game at all, I would always play an elf, and I mostly stayed in Philia like 90% of the time. I came to Ulat occasionally, and it was a big adventure going from Turconale and to Dumbarton on a horse, going through Duggledile. But I did a lot of longer dungeon runs for gold. Like, even saving up 30k back then was a big deal. At least to me it was. Practiced my skills on armadillos. Where's Sulfur Spider? Oh, that's the VIP mission today. Okay, sure. Oh, large nails. I'm gonna take those. Sulfur Spiders do drop those. I can use those for daily and Port Cobb. So I'm definitely gonna take all those. Sulfur spiders are kind of scary though, like when you think about it. Like, if you get a close look at them, they're literally spiders that have like knives for legs. Not to mention their bodies like produce sulfur, so it's probably not a very good idea to like breathe around them. I mean, that's your worst nightmare if you have arachnophobia. Okay, I want to let those guys live because they will attack me, but they're also kind of on my side too. Oh, whoops. I can't control where Thunderblight chooses to attack though, so I guess it's gonna wipe them out. That's fine. Thunderblight does what it wishes. Okay, which gate? Right there? Just set that up right there for now. Get a little MP back too. And we're going out this door. Oh wait, is there anything in this one? No, not this time. There is in that door down there for Ghost of Partholon, the Foamer attack or whatever, and the other alchemists. That goes 3, you have to clear that room. But not this one. I don't know what I'd need a wood board for, but I might as well save it anyway. Never know. Oh, and now the boss. Let's just skim with Meteor before we even go in. Oh, hopefully they're not too far back there. Okay, once we finish whatever this mission is, we will be done. Well, with this rank. Shadow Warrior. Okay. Let's go do that. I wonder if the transformation, like I wonder if I'll turn back to my normal form, like if I interact with the board, or if I'll stay a cat. I've never tried that before. At least I don't think I have with the Shadow Mission boards specifically. Shadow Warrior. Here we go. Oh cool, I didn't turn back, so you can actually stay in a transformation interacting with the shadow board. That's pretty cool. Use that. And Demigod, because you can also find the orbs using Demigod. This is going to be one of those cases where the orbs spawn twice. Okay, let's go over this way. Here's the last one, I think. And then they're all gonna spawn again after. Probably. Oh no, I guess we can just go straight to town square. I guess this is one where they don't spawn a second time. That's nice. Saves a little time. Okay, let's go back to Dumbarton. And finally I can rank up my Stardust for a very expensive fee, of course. Oh crap, I can't even hold 3 million on me at a time. That means I'll have to make a bank transaction. Because I think I can only hold like 2 mil something thousand at a time. How much gold can I hold? What's my gold limit? 2 mil 300,000. I don't want to have to pay an extra fee though. This is already expensive enough. How much is the fee? From bank? Okay, so there is no fee for upgrading your Stardust if you do a transaction from the bank. Usually when you select from bank for purchasing most things, it usually costs a little bit extra, but it doesn't with Stardust, which is nice because Stardust is already expensive enough as it is. So I believe I just got this skill here. And then when we get to the next rank, we'll get that one, and then there's that one. So 2 more times. And now I need rank A materials, so that's what we're going to be going for next. But I am going to be taking a little time off on Stardust because I want to save up my gold. Because Fury Fighter and Melodic Puppeteer are coming out soon. Probably in late June to early July, I don't know. Could be August sometime. But they are on the way, and I want to save up my gold for the for unlocking the links, because that's expensive. Leveling up the skills, that's not really pricey, but leveling up, unlocking the actual links, that's the part that costs like a lot of gold. And a lot of crests. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, I still have this Stardust thing too. Oh, I never used my Royal Academy Crystal that I got from that bag. Oops. Oh well. Let's go up here.
이 편지는 제법 잘 썼네. Special Forces uniform. Wait, I need to see what the price on that is. Hang on, I want to find that out. Special Forces uniform. I have an idea for that. Let me see all of them. Oh wow, those are 100 mil gold each. I don't even remember what these are from. With the right dye work, that could look really good. I don't know if I want to pay 100 mil for it though. I'm gonna think about that one though, for sure.
It's strange, I didn't really think about it because, like, the original Xanafied cat character I created was always designed to be the more fancy butler-looking type, and then Xanafied Neko was designed to be just a little bit more casual and basic, and then Xanafiedlion was designed to be, like, really, really different. So I never really even... The idea of having Xanafiedlion wear a butler's suit or anything like that never even really crossed my mind. But surprisingly, he doesn't look too bad in uniform, in like a butler's uniform or something fancy like that. Oh right, this is from the free run event. I still have one of these outfits. I still have both the owl outfits on one of my characters. For my female character. I love owls, they're such cool birds. What's going on here? This outfit's glitched, or at least the preview is. That's weird. It'd be kind of cool if Mabinogi got like a One Piece crossover event or something like that. A lot of the Elbaf outfits would look really cool on Giants. on Mabby Giants. Oh, with the right dye work, that could look pretty cool. Oh, that one looks like it sort of has like cat ears or fox ears or whatever. Yeah, with the right dye work, that might work out. Nah, that one's kind of lame. Oh, here's another Ronin in an outfit with different colors. Yeah, with the right dye work, that could actually work out. Well, that would look better on a giant. I'm thinking of using, like, I'm looking at outfits for the first character that I'll create in Unreal, trying to get ideas for that. Hey Diesel, welcome in. Oat Swain Pirate Suit. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Huh. This one's okay, I guess. Wonder if this one was like new in a gacha or something. Outdoor digital destiny wear. I'm gonna look that up. Gonna see all the prices. I don't necessarily need to see the special version, because I have like blunt weapons that have special idle animations in mind. $3 million? That's not bad. I'm gonna buy this outfit and save it. That might be a good look for the character I'm gonna create after Unreal comes out. Let's let Cape sold onto it. Wait, where'd it go off to? Maybe it went into this inventory, everything else is so crammed. Yeah. I gotta do some inventory cleaning one of these days. Like, most of the stuff in this inventory can be thrown out or moved. Put somewhere else, whatever. I don't need a lot of what's here. I can throw out that totem. Well, actually, that one's a 97 MP totem. I might save that one. It's not too bad. I guarantee at least 40% of this scrap can just be thrown out. Let's sell some of this stuff. Was there anything else in here that I wanted to sell before I close up the shop? I don't think so. I forget, does this equip like a robe or an outfit? This equips like an outfit. Okay, that's what I thought. Dragon. I might keep a Bone Dragon if I create that. But that Mer Dragon, I'll create that and sacrifice it with Finsync. I don't need another Warrior Corgi, so I'll sacrifice that one. Because this one can't be stored in Pet Metal, I don't think. No, so I can't sell it because it's from event. I would keep that Freshman Corgi. I would create a lot of these pets right now, but like the problem is I just haven't created, I don't have a list of name ideas for them yet, and I don't, like, that would take me a good 30 or 40 minutes to come up with names for all of them. So I'll do that later. Been putting that off for a while. Alright, well, let's wrap things up right around here, I think. And so today was a pretty good day. I finally ranked up my Stardust, even though it cost me 3 mil to do it. So 2 more ranks to go for the big Stardust rank, and then we also have to take all these skills up too. But I'm going to take a break on that so I can save up for the upcoming Arcana that'll probably be here in July or August. So on Monday, I will be playing Contraband Police from noon to 3, Monday and Tuesday. And then Tuesday, we'll continue Mabinogi at the usual 4 p.m. time. That's the plan right now.